Have you heard the news? Have you heard the news? Apparently, our president has a passion for Bill Clinton. Yeah, seems he can't stay off his knees when he's around Bill Clinton. And you support him, huh? Yeah, if you support him, just know he apparently likes to support Bill Clinton. At least that's what the emails say. Welcome to the Dre Way. I got a full show for you today, so just know on this show you're going to get the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help me. So let's get started. We have a lot to talk about. Let's go! Yeah, I knew Trump liked Bill Clinton, but I didn't know he liked him that much. But yeah, these emails have been a treasure trove. And you know what the emails tell us more than anything else is that Donald Trump has completely been lying about their relationship. You know, oh, I broke it off with him years and years ago. I've had nothing to do with it. Yeah, that's a lie. That's a lie. Did they have a spat about a real estate transaction? Yeah. But did they break up and have no communication and no? Yeah, no. It's obvious from those emails that they had a relationship all the way to the end. And Epstein and him were friends literally all the way to the end. You can try to deny it, but you just sound stupid because the emails make it very clear. And there's a whole bunch of other things that the emails make very, very clear. And yeah, I was joking about them at the beginning of the show because honestly, I don't care. Would it surprise me that Donald Trump was on his knees for Bill Clinton? Actually, no. It actually doesn't surprise me one bit. But what does surprise me is that I didn't know about the relationship lasting all the way until the very end. I didn't know that part. But I should have known that Donald Trump would lie about that too. So the emails, for any of you that have any doubt that Donald Trump, his involvement with Epstein, his friendship with Epstein, his partying with Epstein, if you've had any doubt about any of it, it is impossible to read the emails and to come up with any other conclusion. You either have to be beyond stupid or just sick in the head. It has to be one or the other. You have to be really, really dumb or just sick for Donald Trump. You have this fetish, you have this weird fetish for him, and you just refuse to hear anything because the emails make it very clear that they had a continuing relationship. Donald Trump was heavily involved, and to the end, it appears that, Epstein had a feeling of, he's not perfect. I'm not perfect. But if people think I'm bad, Donald Trump is much worse. That was Epstein's feeling about the whole thing. If you guys think I'm bad, Donald Trump is even worse. So that's what I get out of the whole thing. And the other thing that I've gotten out of this in the last few days is I haven't gotten any good communication from Trump. Trump, to me, and I don't, by no means am I a trained eye, but I am observant. And to me, Trump looks like he's dying. I don't know how else to say it. Trump looks literally like a man that is being propped up, and just looks like he's fading and fading fast. This looks like a man that doesn't have more than 6 to 12 months to live. You can kind of see the degeneration in the. I mean, he can't keep a thought together. He can't talk and in real sentences that have a real purpose or anything. When he talks, it's just complete gibberish nonsense. It's like he lives in a different world, because certainly you can't believe, or he can't believe, the bullshit that comes out of his mouth, because that's, and it's everything. It's every single day. Everything he says is just complete bullshit. If I'm lying, show me an instance. Sorry, I got another phone ringing. Show me an instance where he's talking and he's making some type of logical sense, because I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it at all. And so he just, to me, he literally looks like a man that is dying. And it's very strange to watch. It's very weird to watch this nearly 80-year-old man who is grossly overweight, who clearly has medical problems, trying to be the president of the United States. Now, I know what you're going to say. You're going to talk about Biden. Well, Biden was really old, and Biden was this, and Biden was that. Yes, you told us every day about how Biden wasn't up to snuff. What about Trump? He sounds 10 times worse than Biden ever did. Because at least Biden could have a good paragraph, a good story, and have a beginning, a middle, and an end. Trump has none of that. Trump can't even finish a thought and tell the truth in that thought. It's just one made up piece of bullshit after another, and you realize, what are we getting out of this? What are we getting out of having this man even speak? So, yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. To me, it just looks like he's a dying man. He just looks like he's dying. And these emails, folks, it's time to, if anyone is now still backing this man after reading these emails, if you're backing him after reading these emails, it's just gross. It's just really, it's like, what are you doing? You're just now making yourself look really, really bad. Just so you know, it gives you the ew, and I said it yesterday, I'll say it again today. If you're backing Trump today, ew. That's all I can think about. But let me know in the comments, does he look like he's dying to you too? Because he looks like he's dying to me. Just an observation. Don't go anywhere. Part 2 to the Dre Way coming up next. I talked about it the other day, and I'm going to talk about it now because I think it's, I'm like I said, if I was a betting man, I would say either today or tomorrow, we're going to do some type of military action in Venezuela. I think the president wants to change the story, wants to flip the script. He doesn't want us talking about these emails that are so horrifically damaging to this man. These emails they are a smoking gun. Like I said, if I was an attorney and I put him on the stand, he would be toast. He would, and I'm not an attorney, but I can tell you right now, with that email evidence, I could put Trump on the stand and bury that man. And I'm not even a professional lawyer, but the evidence is so clear that, yeah, I could have him doing the jig up on the stand. But folks, I'm telling you right now, he has to flip the script. He has to get us to stop talking about all these emails because they are so damaging. And when you have emails talking about him on his knees with Bill Clinton, you got to do something to change the script. And that's why, but I felt that way a few days ago. And I was saying that, he didn't send all those assets down there to do nothing. And what a better time on a Friday or a Saturday to go in and attack Venezuela than like now and change the conversation and change the script. Because then it's all about, what are you doing down in Venezuela? What is the operation? What is this? What is that? And he can get away from those emails. Short of that, I have no idea how he gets away from these emails. And if you haven't read some of these emails, you need to take the time and read them so you can see just how disgusting this man is. So you can see just how he has lied literally about everything. When it comes to Epstein, every single word he has spoken about the situation has been a complete lie. And why would you lie? If you have nothing to worry about, if you've done nothing, why would you act like, oh, Epstein, why are people still talking about this? I don't know. Because you were best friends for over a decade. You were best buddies. You guys did things together. Yes. And those are things that you should not be being done together with a man like that. And you were there, Mr. Trump. We all know it now. We all know that you were just as involved as he was. And it's pretty bad when that guy is calling you. You think I'm bad? If you think I'm bad, yeah, Donald Trump is much worse. How scary is it that Donald Trump is talking about, that Epstein's talking about how much worse Donald Trump is? Yeah. But let me know what you think in the comments. Is he going into Venezuela today or tomorrow? I think so. But let me know what you think in the comments. Don't go anywhere. Part 3 to the Dre Way coming up next. Foreclosures are on the rise. Foreclosures are surging. The economic data for jobs in October, the government is just not going to give us. The government knows that the numbers are horrifically bad. So the government has made up an excuse that, because of the shutdown, we just can't do our job. We just can't, come up with any numbers. We just can't, and we probably won't be able to do it ever again. We'll probably never be able to come up with numbers again. See, this is what you do when your numbers suck. This is what you do when your job numbers are deplorably bad. If you're gaining jobs and doing a great job and boosting the economy and people are getting hired and, you want to brag about it. We all know Donald Trump wants to brag about that. But when it's the opposite, when thousands and thousands and thousands of people are losing their jobs and people are losing their homes, they're going into foreclosure and they're in record numbers. They're getting their cars taken. They're getting their cars repossessed in record numbers. When you have this type of stuff happening, you want to avoid it at all cost, apparently. And so what Trump has decided to do is, don't report any numbers. Don't say anything about anything going. Now, I don't even know how the financial institutions are going to handle this. I'm sure the market's going to be down again today. Like I told you guys last week, I took money out of the market last week because I thought it had gotten too hot, too fast. But the good news is I am looking at some buying opportunities already. And will I be buying some things today? Probably. Especially if the market stays down 400 or 500 points. I'll probably dab in a little bit and find a few things that I think have dropped considerably. And over the next few weeks, as it goes down, I will buy in some more. I just look at it as things being on sale. That's all I do. So let me know what you think in the comments. I think it's just an important time to watch this administration, to watch what's going on. Be careful with your money. Make sure you are getting value with your money. Make sure that, the money that you spend, make sure that you're getting the best that you can for the dollar. Because right now, there's a lot of businesses. I'll tell you, I went in to get a new vacuum cleaner. And the price on the vacuum cleaner was $299. And I said to him, I'm interested in this vacuum cleaner, but can you do a little bit better? $299 is just, I would rather spend a little bit less. And he said, well, let me take a look. And he came back and he offered it to me for $229. Just because I got a little bug up my nose and I decided just to ask. Let me just ask. Just because that's the price doesn't mean I can't get it for less. So I asked. And I'll be damned. He came back and said, $229 out the door. And I said, you got a deal. So here I saved $70. I'm not saying I saved a ton of money, but would you rather have the $70 yourself or let them have it? So yeah, even shopping retail, I'm still asking for discounts. I'm still, in this economy, do not be afraid to ask to pay less. Don't be afraid. These businesses want to do business. These businesses need cash. They need money. So don't be afraid to, the worst they can do, the very worst they can do is say, no, that's the price. And you know what? That gives me the perfect opportunity to say, okay, well, thanks, but no thanks. But in this case, the guy came back and said, $229. I said, out the door, I said, you got a deal. Food for thought. That's the Dre Way for today, everybody. I am so glad you were here. Don't forget, Dre Way is on every day. I'm here with you every single day. So hit the subscribe button and come back and visit every single day. Have a great day, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow, right here on the Dre Way. Have a good day, everybody.